Hey, beauty. I have got to talk about this. It's one of those things that comes up a lot for me and for my clients and people that I speak with all the time. And it's the idea of we can change our lives by changing our minds, by getting a new perspective, by, eliminating those negative thoughts and doing that. But how do we do that? How do we call in that positivity and that the only way you can manifest is to get into that vibration and feeling of what it is you wish to accomplish, you wish to become, you wish to have. How on earth do we do that when, particularly in these times, not only in the US but worldwide, it's tumultuous times, as I've been calling it, where we're overwhelmed with frustration, anger, and fear, anxiety, sadness. There's just so much going on, and we often don't know how to go from one to the next because I was saying this the other day. I said, I feel like I'm bouncing back and forth where I have this, oh my God, I can't believe that happened. I can't believe they're doing that to, oh, that's so great, because there's so many people standing up and speaking out, marching out and doing something, right? So there's a lot going on. So how do we get into that place? And I was just writing in my newsletter about it, where, we have peace, the peace march. And I didn't write about this particular subject on it, but the idea that we do have that. And thousands of people, tens of thousands of people, I don't know how many total, were coming out along the road when the monks were passing by from Texas to Washington, D.C., and they just kept growing in number the bigger the cities were, wherever they were, etc. And we all have felt this moment of peace and calm. But how do we get there on our own time, on a regular basis, and maintain that feeling? How do we do that? Well, my premise is that we must express the negativity. We must get that anger out, that frustration, that fear, whatever is there, because it stays with us and it does lodge in our bodies. Subconscious holding it on to, but the body itself holds everything. And all of our younger selves that experience those losses, those hurts, those traumas, those misunderstandings, whatever, are still there within us if we don't work with them. And that's the coaching that I do. That's how I help people get, in a safe way, get through that. But on a regular basis, you can actually tap through it. So when you're feeling those emotions, if you can't do it right away, find time as soon as you can to tap on it. So, for instance, I always thought, and for many years, I worked so hard on personal development and, making myself a better, stronger person, first for my career and my success, but also as a person. And it really, truly helped me stay afloat, but I felt like I was often treading water or even sinking in quicksand because there was so much anxiety within me. On the outer world, it was great. I was doing so well. So I thought that I had to hide it all, that I had to push it down. And I didn't express it or even tell people about it. And then when I started training as a coach, and I started, I learned EFT first. It dropped into my lap right when I needed it most, when the anxiety was at the height. And then the coaching training, I've learned that we must get it out. I would say, oh no, I can't speak negatively. I'll attract more negative to me. Well, guess what? It's in us, and that's what is attracting more of it. And it's a big reason why we keep repeating things. we keep having similar relationships or similar job experiences, similar things. It's bizarre, but it is true. So let's take a look and let's tap. I want you to just come up with something that has been bothering you. A person, something someone said or did or didn't do. Maybe it's yourself that you're upset with because you said or didn't say. Or just in general, there's a group of people that might be driving you a little nuts. There are circumstances in the world or in your neighborhood. Bring that up now, whether it's ongoing, it happened this morning, last week, 10 years ago, it doesn't matter. It's there. It comes up in your mind and we get occupied by it, right? It's like, oh my gosh. So bring that up. And on your own, you say what's in your mind. And this is the biggest thing about tapping. A lot of people say, I don't know what to say. Well, you just say whatever's there. What are you thinking? Say it out loud while you tap. What is it that's driving you crazy? That's making you anxious? That's making you fearful? That's making you really angry, outraged at what's happening? Say those words. I'm going to say what comes up for me and what I've heard from others. I want you to tap along. Just tap where I tap and say what I say. Repeat those words, and you can add your own or substitute as we go along. And then you will have this video to use again as a guide. And as you learn it, you don't need it, but it is so powerful to come back to it, to save it. And please, if it resonates with you, share it. Okay, so let's get into it. Most of the time, I do not start with the typical tapping method of tapping on the side of your hand and saying, even though I feel so angry, I love myself. I do not do that. I will use it. You will see me using it, depending on how high the numbers are and what the situation is. But often, we are just too much into it to take that time. And our subconscious will not accept it. It's like, are you kidding me? I don't really love myself right now. Or so let's just get off of that and we'll do it later. Okay? So let's get going. We'll start at the eyebrow point. Just follow along. Gosh, I'm so angry right now. Side of the eye. I can't believe this is happening. Under the eye. What has gone wrong? Under the nose. Why did he say that? Chin. I don't recognize my country anymore. Or my friend, or my spouse, or my company. Collarbone. This is so upsetting, and I am really furious. Truly, I am so freaking mad. Top of the head. What the heck is going on? Eyebrow. This makes me so anxious. Side of the eye, and I feel it right in my heart. Under the eye. I feel it in my gut or my back. Under the nose. This is driving me crazy. Chin. And I'm afraid. Collarbones. What if? What if that doesn't work, or this happens, or that happens? Insert your own words. Under the arm. I don't know how to get through this. Top of the head. But I'm just going to honor how I feel. Eyebrow. I'm just going to honor how anxious I am. Side of the eye. Of course I would be anxious. Under the eye. Of course I would be PO'd. Under the nose. I'm just going to honor how frustrating this is. Chin. And I honor how much I've been through. Collarbones. I honor how much I'm going through, how much all the whole world is going through. I'll take a breath. Just tune in with your body. Notice if you have any sense of more calm. The idea is as you tap, it instantly disconnects the fight, flight, freeze, fawn response, the stress response in your brain. And you have that beautiful mind-body connection with spirit and bringing you into calm. You never have to fix it. What will happen, you may get a tear or lots of them, a cough, a sneeze, a sigh, a big yawn, some sort of feeling in your body, a little shift in your heart and chest, a relaxation of whatever's been tight, like in your belly or your back, whatever. That will calm down. And you just keep tapping until you feel that shift. It's okay if it doesn't happen right away. You can walk around and just tap under the collarbones or wherever feels comfortable to you. Often your hand across the breastbone. What will happen is your thumb and forefinger will be right there under the collarbone at those points. And so you can literally just rub that or tap your whole hand. Some people put their whole hand over it. And it's a universal symbol to put your hand by your heart. If, that's the heart chakra right in the middle. If you use your left hand, you're actually over the physical heart, crossing the heart chakra and those points. So, whatever is comfortable for you. But I've used this a lot. Just know that's all you have to do. And you can even, if you're sitting where you can't physically tap in front of someone, you can tap the side of your hand while you're underneath your laptop at your desk, or you're at lunch or dinner with people under the table, leaning in, talking to people. Or you might be at a meeting with a banker. Your hands can be resting in your lap between your knees or thighs, and you're tapping away. I did this a lot in the emergency room and intensive care with my late husband so that I could pay attention and understand and hear what doctors and nurses were saying, but I could also keep myself grounded and keep from, being so anxious. And that's the big thing that happens when we can drop out of the spinning thoughts. We instantly also, while we're calming and getting grounded, we're getting clarity. Because we can't have clarity while our thoughts are there and all of our extremities have the blood rushing to them so we can fight or run or hide. You get the clarity. So understand that there's a lot to this tool, but it is so simple. You have what my friend calls the invisible tool belt. You have the power in your fingertips. And you can tap on one point or all of them. You can use one hand or both. You can start with one and end with the other. It does not matter. You're just expressing what's in your head. And get it out. I'm not doing this on YouTube. I don't know how much is allowed. But you want to cuss and swear and say F you if you need to. Scream as loud as you can if you need to. And come back here for more. Remember, you are loved. I see your beauty and I see your light. Shine brightly.